What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Kickin with Kachi, where we highlight individuals that are really taking the industry by storm. And today we have esteemed and distinguished photographer, videographer, cinematographer, Kevin Kendrick. Kevin Kendrick, thank you so much for stopping by in the Kickin with Kachi studio, man. Really
Uh,
appreciate it.
for having me, man. I really appreciate this.
Of course, of course. And, I just want to go right back into the origin of it all. Like what sort of attracted you towards photography? What made you want to get behind a lens and really pursue it as a passion?
Yeah, I kind of loved like photography because like my mom, when she was coming here in the US to study, um, she brought two phones, two iPhone 4, and
Oh,
one was
nice.
locked, so she couldn't use it back home. So I kind of used to steal it and then just go to have like photo shoots. And
Right, right,
then just like having people smile, just like I just wanted to see that every day. It's just
right,
beautiful.
right.
Yeah.
And you came from Rwanda, right? Like coming
Yeah.
from, I'm Nigerian myself, so you already know, like coming from a country in Africa to then coming to a place where being in an African country, I don't know how it is in Rwanda, but pursuing photography isn't the most lucrative source of income, right? So what is the sort of culture shock where you, one, are coming from a different culture, different way of life, different scenery, to then now also the ability of saying, oh, wow, I can pursue something that, back home, I'm not really afforded the opportunity to do.
Yeah, yeah, it took me a lot of convincing to convince my mom that this is actually like what I want to do.
Right,
Because
right, right.
when they hear photography, they're like, okay, it's
You're
a
going to
hobby.
be
Yeah,
unemployed, basically, is what they're
yeah,
hearing. Yeah.
they're like, okay, so show me like two photographers, that would
Right,
be.
right.
But by the time, because they don't know nothing about it, but like coming from that side, coming in America, it gave me the opportunity to free like the passion I had for it.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, it kind of gave me the freedom to experience, to explore. So I'm just kind of like loving it every day.
And did the scenery in Rwanda, right, and the scenery of Maine, both very natural, very down to earth, homely, so to speak, right? If you want to talk about the community, right, very close knit in the terms of photography, cinematography in both areas. So it's coming from this culture. Did that sort of also have an influence in how you view landscapes, people, scenery, kind of getting you more interested in capturing these things?
Oh yeah, like it gives me a sense of home
Hmm.
whenever when I'm in Maine. It just kind of like it's all green stuff, so
Right, right, right.
give me that sense of home, and then it's just the best feeling.
And
Yeah.
now being in Maine, right? Like, what is the culture shock from coming from African country where everything is green, but it's probably a lot warmer, probably not so much snow, like not as cold, to now this different place in the United States that is drastically different from where you're coming from.
Oh yeah, it took a lot of adjusting. It took definitely a lot of adjusting, and it's just different. Like you know, it's just different scene.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
And you also kind of find yourself interested in things that maybe you probably wouldn't be interested before, like snowboarding and uh, lacrosse and different things like that. How did you kind of get connected in uh, doing video shoots and doing editing for local schools like basketball and soccer? How did you get connected with those places?
Yeah, so the first time when I was starting when I came back, because we moved to Maryland, and when I came back here in Maine, um that's when I started getting more into photography. And then I had an opportunity to shoot for the University of Maine. And then
Nice.
since then, it's just been amazing over then, because it's like I love it like every day, and then I get to do it. I get like from starting from the University of Maine, it gave me an opportunity to go to do more, to
Right, right,
showcase.
right, 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 right.
yeah, it got me out the door, basically.
Right, exactly. And
Mhm.
where does the connection come? Because a lot of people may not see or witness that doing video shoots and doing cinematography for a university or doing for a school can lead to being on stage with Little TJ and being at Afro Nation Puerto Rico. How did you kind of get into those opportunities where you can use your craft to then also be in spaces that you thoroughly enjoy? Because I assume that you also like the music and like the spaces as well.
Yeah, um, like basically shooting for the university gave me the opportunity to like showcase when I say so it's like I started it doing it for you know like out there. It gave me the opportunity to learn, and then I had a gallery show in Minnesota, and then my partner Mike was like, "Yo, you trying to go shoot Aphrodite?" You know,
Nice.
because he other stuff I've done. He's like, "Yo, trying to go shoot Aphrodite?" I was like, "Of course, you don't gotta
Right,
ask
right.
me." And then it's just been love after that, you know, it's just been fire. Yeah.
And what can you speak to what are the levels essentially? How do you navigate building a brand as a photographer going to these places? Because I assume that also is a grind to it as well, where you're paying for your own shows to go to. You're shooting artists that, you know, may not be paying for the photos or videos that you're taking, or maybe you're doing work for just the exposure of it, right? So you speak to the grind of building your brand as a photographer, cinematographer.
Oh yeah. It takes a lot of hard work to actually like get like all this. It takes a lot of unpaid work, takes a lot of like going out. The more thing I would say is like networking type shit.
Right,
Like
right.
if forget at least where I am at the moment is like if I talk to this person, it's like I actually like want to get to learn something from them, you know,
Right,
and see if they can make me go where I want to go, you know.
right, right, right.
So it takes a lot of like not sleeping, and I have to text people, and I get a lot of no responses. A lot. I send a lot of emails, to send a lot of DMs, to send a lot of messages. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And
Right,
if it
right,
doesn't, you just gotta keep working over and over and over, you know. Sometimes it hits.
right, right. And
Yeah.
then in growing your brand through Ken Kendrick, right? Kevin Kendrick, sorry. And then you got Kevin Visuals. And then you also have Safe Place. What is the distinction and what is the overlap and what are the lines drawn between all of these different brands?
It's kind of like I wouldn't say there's a line, you know. It's like
There's just
oh
different Instagram pages.
yeah, it's all Kevin, you know, but like Kevin Kendrick is like the paint, the more Kevin, you know, and then the visuals is for visuals, just my work, and then but Safe Place is actually like it's a project I'm doing, and I want like people to have like whenever they watch my Safe Place videos, my Safe
Right,
Place visuals, I want them to like feel the calmness that's in it, you know, because like
right, 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 right.
yeah, I want like to have a safe place for people to come to whenever they're like whenever you're scrolling too long,
Right,
you're like,
right, right, right,
now I can take it in and then like
right.
boom, you know, just kind of like a reminder for people to like, yo,
I was
life.
gonna say as well that with Safe Place, and I'm watching the videos. One, when I first started watching it, I saw the 17 out of 30. I'm like, okay, there's more to this. So I go into the bottom, and I think it's weird though that I'm also watching Atlanta at this point. I'm watching this. Now I'm like, I'm understanding. I'm seeing pieces of Maine. I'm seeing pieces of where you're from, pieces of things that you like, right? And like you said, it's not um over the top cinematography, right? It's not something that's supposed to make you say, oh, wow, oh my God, like all these fireworks. What it is how they always say that nice glass of wine, incense burning, nice little smooth jazz probably playing in the background in the record, like real cool, smooth, as you're saying, safe warm visuals. And now that you reached 30 though, right? What is the plan for that specific project? Are we moving on from it, or are we creating something else? Another 30-day challenge, so to speak.
I think I'm gonna keep doing the videos because
Right.
I'm falling in love every day. Like I'm loving it every day, and apparently people also are loving it. Like they're
Right.
looking forward to like seeing them every day. I've got like good responses so far, and yeah, I think I'm gonna keep doing it, and then later on, I think I might have bring like another challenge or something.
Now, I definitely feel like you definitely should keep it going. Like I'm saying, I've never been to Maine, but through your videos, I'm getting the rawness of Maine, the uncutness of Maine, so to speak. And like I said, it's weird that I'm watching Atlanta right now, and it just kind of fits perfectly into that same ethos, right? Is that another of these? What other sort of influences? I don't know if Atlanta is one of them, but what can you speak to the influences that kind of guided your niche, your style of artistry?
I wouldn't say like I have a specific place I draw like inspiration from. It's like everywhere.
Right, right,
But the like whenever I go and like doing the video, I'm like, okay, because I'm a calm person, so I want like people to feel like what
calm, right,
yeah, so it's like, and I want like, so if they like see it, they're like, okay, this is it, but
right, right,
the inspiration more is like it's everywhere. Everything I see is just like he sparks inspiration.
right.
Yeah.
Well, to that point as well, like with your videos, it seems like it's a lot of um your day-to-days, so to speak, or the things in which you would regularly do, right?
Yeah.
What moments do you kind of say, this is the moment I'm going to capture? This is the moment I'm going to, encapsulate in this new edition of this challenge, right? That you were doing before, or even just a visual that you're making. What sort of guides that that curation?
Um Sometimes I always have my camera with me at all times. And
Yeah.
sometimes if like I'm like passing through like a street and then I see like a fire, like a fire trees, and I might stop.
Oh, you're that friend where it's like, yo, guys, stop the car, stop the car, stop the car.
Yeah, kind of like
I
that.
thought you was the calm person.
Not.
Not,
I mean,
not for
when
the
it
not for the
comes to
shot
like
though.
when it comes to nice scenes, yeah, yeah, I'm kind of that friend. But I usually like, or I just have like ideas throughout the
Right,
day. I'm like, okay, if I go to this place, it might be fire. So in my day, I plan not to go to that
right,
place.
right, right.
Yeah.
So now that you are, on stage at Afro Nation, the Maine's best wedding cinematographer and leading University of Maine videographer, right? And also doing Lil TJ and A Boogie concerts and other concerts, like what is your day-to-day now? Like how do you sort of now get into the shoots? And I also assume curating music, because as people would know, and when they go into your page, every single shot is curated with music as well that speaks to the shot. I see everything. I see everything, man. So how do you kind of balance that into now building, right, Kevin Kendrick, the brand that is making contracts, going to deals, speaking to executives, networking, like you said? How do you kind of balance that?
At the moment, it kind of gets a lot because
Right.
my team is everywhere, so we're not like in one place where we could be like, okay, you take on the editing, you take on the contracts, you take on.
Right.
With time management, you kind of like have to like know and like take on all those hats and then kind of just like work on it hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess now, your parents could definitely say, okay, we see the reason why you want to be unemployed and be a photographer.
That's cap. No, my mom's still pushing out of the. She's still saying to go in like other fields, but we're still working on that.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
to the idea of education, right? Is this something that you were self-taught, or is it something that you went to school and studied a little bit more and kind of gained exposure and networking through that as well?
Now everything is self-taught, and then I just took one class of intro to photography, like one semester, and then other than that, everything I just grind it out every day through trial and error. And then sometimes it works, sometimes it looks like shit, but
Right.
yeah, but we got better. We work, it gets better.
Right. And now speaking to like the future, right, in 2023, like as I said, your accolades are ever growing. Congratulations. But now what are we looking towards in this new year for Kevin Kendrick?
And this 2023, I think we have like big things coming. We have a movie we're gonna premiere in around August, end of July.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're still I think that's like the biggest goal for me right now.
Yeah.
We get it. We get it perfect for the people. But
And I
yeah.
see you're in a hotel. Are you also on traveling for work right now?
Yeah, I'm shooting for I have a birthday shoot. I had a
Nice.
yeah.
I guess the perks come with the hotel and the accommodations, everything. Yeah, everything.
Food, the room service.
Right.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
So with all the traveling, right, could you kind of speak to your favorite place that you've traveled to, done a show in, or just, kind of went vacation in?
I think so far it gotta be Puerto Rico.
I love Puerto Rico. Oh my God. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
it gotta be El Yunque up.
Yeah.
That oh yeah. The forests are amazing. If you haven't been, the gotta go.
Have you been back home to Rwanda since you've been to the US?
No, I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I just came back from Nigeria actually for the winter time, and it's tough going back. It's going back home, but everything we do is for back home essentially.
Oh yeah, essentially at some point. We'll get to it.
So speaking of back home, though, what is your favorite dish from Rwanda?
That's a hard question. Because literally everything is like
Like I said, I'm Nigerian, so don't say jollof. Just say
no,
something
no,
else.
no, no, no. Nah. I'm more of like fufu type guy though.
Yeah. Oh
But,
yeah.
like the white one, and it got like onions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That thing that'll give you up.
Okay.
So,
What is your favorite medium of photography? Do you like the still photography? Do you enjoy creating video edits? Or do you prefer doing the feature length short film cinematography?
I haven't done a long film yet, which is what we
Right, which we're gonna, right?
yeah, that's what we're working on right now. But so far, I think I don't know. It kind of like varies, but I love more photography because
Mm-hmm.
it's like what I started on. It's like
Right.
love.
Right.
And it's like I could tell more with photography because like every person can like describe it the way they want.
Right.
The way I see a picture is not the way you're gonna see a picture. You just have like a different way of like engaging with a person. I would
Mm-hmm.
say photography is definitely like my top.
Right. And now getting to photography, right? Like you've been to a lot of concerts, been with a lot of performers. What's been your favorite performance that you've been able to have the pleasure of shooting?
Ooh. I think Afro Nation takes like the big, like the
Right,
top,
right.
because he had like all the top performers.
Right,
But I
everybody
think,
basically, yeah.
but I think Burna Boy was one of the favorite one. Yeah, yeah, Burna Boy is definitely one of the favorites.
Nice. And now, you know, to conclude all my interviews, I love to assume that whoever's watching this is also a photographer, also trying to follow their dreams, right? And as you are right now, I assume, and you chasing your passion, chasing your dreams, you picked up a couple of gems that helped you along the way. So if you don't mind, do you mind sharing 3 gems that carried you on your journey thus far?
Yes. I think the first one that helped me a lot is like taking in what people say. So
Right,
like not like okay, people gonna talk either way, but there is a reason they're talking, you know what I mean?
right,
So
right,
taking it in, even though it's like now it's now like your thing, but like there's like a lesson from it. If you like listen. I think second is like work hard. So like keep grinding because
right, right,
even if they hear the note, just keep grinding. At some point, it will definitely work. It will definitely.
right.
And the third one is just like stay true to yourself, you know? Stay true to your dream. If you know like where you're going, just stick to it.
Right, right.
Yeah, I think that's
Nah,
it.
and that's great, man. Honestly speaking, like I don't know if there's a better way to end an interview better than that. Honestly speaking, man.
Nah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you for having me, you know?
Now, yeah, of course, man. Definitely looking forward to more safe space visuals on my timeline. Definitely, I can't wait to
Oh,
see more what you got in store, man. Definitely, congratulations on everything that you've been doing thus far, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna keep giving you the safe place visuals.
Well, thank you guys for watching another amazing episode. We're kicking with Kachi. You guys can check out my man Kevin Kendrick at Kevin Kendrick 31 on Instagram. You can also check it out at safe.place31 on Instagram as well to check out those amazing visuals. Make sure you check out this interview on our at the DC Voice Instagram and YouTube page for future interviews as well. And honestly, guys, it's a wrap. We're out of here.